You're like public enemy number one. Are you
I
aware?
thought I was number 2 behind you.
Yeah, well, that's close. You may be right on that. Do you hear that? Do you hear what's going on, Scott? How do you, in other words, how can you turn that off?
Well, here's what happens, Jack, is you can't, again, in this day and age, you can't not hear it. Some of it. What you've got to do is try to filter as much of it as you can, because what happens if you get, again, the way the world is now, and the way, if you have friendships, relationships, families, that stuff is getting to all of them, and you're in contact with those people, and they talk to you. But you know, when you take one of these jobs, okay, even when I was a vice president of player personnel, even when I was a director of pro personnel, when I was a scout, you take heat at different levels. As you move up in levels, as you know, as you've got greater exposure, you become more of a target. And what happens is, if you don't understand that going into the job, then you've miscalculated. I know that comes with the job. I understand there's going to be criticism for the professional aspect of my job. The tough part, Jack, is when things get personal. You know what I mean? Because we all have families. I mean, you know, you and I have talked about that. You take criticism and you get people say nasty things to you. It's fine when you hear it. But when your family has to start putting up with that stuff, that's the difficult part. And in today's world, you know, part of the job is to filter it out as much as you can, and we do. Yet there's a reality. Anyone says that they're completely immune to it or unaware of it, I'm not sure they're telling the truth. But part of my job is to ignore that stuff the best I can, stay focused, and do the job. Because if I worry about that too much, I'm wasting time, energy, and resources that should be spent on getting this team fixed.
Have you had a vote of confidence or anything from Clark Hunt?
I don't know what a vote of confidence is. You know, we don't even talk about things like that during the season. I'm worried about the Oakland Raiders. And that's what, you know, we're thinking week to week, day to day. One thing I learned from my background and my family situation and life in general, it's one day at a time. So you take it one day at a time, 1 week at a time, one game at a time. When I can't control what's going to happen weeks from now, months from now, years from now. So you work on today and spend your energy and focus on that, and then life takes care of itself.